we've got a couple of other things we need to quickly touch on, though, before we talk about the roadmap. The absence of skill-based matchmaking. I'm a big fan of this. I hate games that have this stupid system. I understand why it was developed and implemented into a lot of games. I absolutely understand it. No one likes joining a lobby and just being little Timmy, and you're 1 in 16 and these guys are too good, and you're sitting there like, why am I playing against these guys? These guys are treating it like it's an esports match. Absolutely agree. No one likes that. Unfortunately, that's just the harsh reality, and just get better. Like, to be completely blunt, like, just get better. Like, you will get better by playing against these players and improving and learning, and then it feels more rewarding when you then kind of are getting shit on to then start improving and starting to become quite equal to that. And then you guess what? The rewards of that is you then in turn get to become Giga Timmy, Giga Chad Timmy, and start to shit on all the little Timmys with time. And time spent into it. Now, the way that they've done it in this game, I think, is actually maybe the best iteration of it, where in terms of when the lobby gets put together, it's all kind of irrelevant. Like, there's no skill-based matchmaking. But then within the lobby itself, it's like, okay, well, this is where everyone kind of sits, and we'll balance the teams. I think that's perfect. I think that is absolutely perfect. I love that iteration. I would assume you put a lot of hours into this game right now. You felt the majority of the games have been quite balanced.
Yeah. I think Ubisoft have made some very decisive game design choices in XDefiant, and one of the big ones being, you know, the absence or the next iteration of skill-based matchmaking. And it is a risk. Is there a world in which, you know, newer, more inexperienced players are going to be turned away? They don't, you know, funnel into the microtransaction or into the store, which is the reason Call of Duty does it for player retention. I don't know. I would absolutely love in 12 months to, you know, compare like player retention data between XDefiant and Call of Duty. That would be super intriguing. But in terms of my own personal experience, it's been very positive. I've had plenty of lobbies where I'm just absolutely farming and like everyone is bots, but I've also had some where it's incredibly competitive, and a few where, you know, we're just getting slammed. Like, you kind of just roll with the punches, and you know, you continue to improve, iterate your loadouts, find new spots in maps, new routes, etc. Like, I feel like I have been pushed to improve, and I think that this preseason is going to offer that opportunity. And what we will probably find is that a lot of the sweats, like myself, will eventually just jump into ranked, and that's where they're, you know, going to be sweating out from the majority anyway. So I don't think the casuals need to be too concerned, and the welcome playlist exists there with skill-based matchmaking actually enabled if that's, you know, the experience you want to be onboarded. So
even for yourself, and this is the way that I would feel, I don't know if you'll agree, but you might, when you are playing a game like a mode like ranked in games, sometimes it can be a little bit daunting, especially when skill-based matchmaking is the thing. You want to know why that is because of skill-based matchmaking. The reality is everyone on your team and everyone on the opposing team should be within a pretty similar skill level. That's what the system is trying to do, which means you need to play utterly perfectly because you need to pull your weight. If you are playing a game like XDefiant and you're playing ranked, you might be in a lobby that's actually quite stacked and you are the shitter, but you'll be on balanced teams and others will actually carry you. How often do you get carried in Siege?
Well, as far as I'm aware,
not that often.
As far as I'm aware, skill-based matchmaking will be enabled in ranked, so it's not going.
Oh, it is.
It's not in.
Well, then never mind.
It won't be the same. It won't be the same system as casual. That's at least my understanding. Although details are, you know, somewhat scarce, as I believe ranked is launching with the first season, maybe.
The only reason I find that strange is because of the way that they actually do it in casual. I think is done right, like in terms of putting the groups together and then balancing.
But I don't think it should be like that in ranked. I think ranked should have that, you know, sweat environment, especially if the game is to have longer term aspirations.
I find far less of an argument for ranked. I 100% agree with that.
But the problem has been with COD, there is no differentiation. The skill based matchmaking is that fucking tuned for casual. It's the exact same as ranked, so you don't have that, you know, opportunity to do what you want in casual. And even just gameplay aside, especially being from O servers ourselves, matchmaking is so important. And I have turned off crossplay. I have turned on the same input matchmaking. So I'm only versing keyboard and mouse on PC, on Australia, on one game mode at 3 a.m. And I'm almost instantly popping lobbies in like under 30 seconds, under a minute. And that's just, you wouldn't get that in COD. So that's, for me, probably been the biggest positive, just even outside of the, you know, the sandbox environment itself. The ability to just get into a fucking game quickly has been very welcomed. And then if I want to sweat, if I want to play ranked, I'll happily queue for 4 or 5 minutes, get a balanced game, really test myself there once that opens up.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think that's I can't argue with that. I think yeah, ranked should be, for all intents and purposes, where things like skill-based matchmaking is a little bit more relevant. I think for casual, it should never be in any kind of casual game or any kind of casual game mode. Absolutely.